好，我是查理。
大家好，我是 J。
J 回台湾了。哇！今天呢，我们要回答网友的 Q&A， 就是我在那个 Instagram 呢就有问题，然后就很多人问我们会讲英文，因为我怕他听不懂。最多人问的问题呢就是。什么时候结婚？什么时候结婚呢？
Oh
有没
my
有计划
god,
结
we
婚？
have to start so heavy. Can we start like how does Jonas feel being back in Taiwan? Did you miss Jonas a lot? We have to start with the heavy one.
Is it heavy?
I think that also I get this question all the time on my Instagram. Oh, when will you marry? When will you marry? Because I am from Sweden, I think the most Asian girls, I might be wrong, but I think so has an idea that marriage is super important and is the big event in life when you come together. But in Sweden, these days marriage is not so super important. Like some people get married, some people don't get married, and I am in that group who think it's not like super duper important, but I still think that like we should do it. But we have, you know, it's just recently that we got our stable situation with the cat and everything, so I think still maybe a few years, 2-3 years. What do you think?
Do I have to speak English?
Yeah, you have to speak English because it's me and you.
Because I study like French, and also when I live in France, and also a lot of French, like they don't care about marriage, they don't think it's important. A lot of my friends, they don't married either. So in Sweden too, like his parents, like they get married after they have 3 kids. It's like okay, their kids are all grown up, and then his parents.
I was like 6.
Yeah, sorry, 6. And then I think, oh, it's so boring. Not long we can get married. So it's like, I think
you're like making up my parents' opinion. We have a 6-year-old. We are bored of Jonas. Let's get married.
Yes, like they have 3 kids and they are kind of 6 is already big, and then they decide to get married. But this will never happen in Taiwan. But like, I always think, okay, marriage is really not important, blah blah blah. But when a lot of people start to ask me like, when will we get married? When will we get married? Now I feel the pressure of getting married, even though I don't think it's super important. And actually, I didn't want to have wedding before. Like I don't think it's important. It just takes spend a lot of money. But then afterwards, like my friends, they have wedding, and after I see they have wedding, I thought, oh, I also want to have a wedding. Invite all my friends together. Even though you say like, okay, you don't care about marriage, maybe we will get married in a few years. But already I checked where to get married.
Yeah, thank you. Because when you say, oh, marriage is not so important, when you say this, and at the same time, in my reality, you wake me up 8 in the morning. Where's my ring? Where's my ring? Give me a ring. So I think it's important.
How do you share the cost together? Like going out or rent or food, yeah.
We share everything 50-50, but because you got more fans, you pay a little bit more rent. I think this is the only difference, otherwise it's 50-50. Fans, come to me.
Because I make more money than he does, so I think I pay more. And also sometimes if I want to stay in a better hotel or go to a better restaurant, like I pay more because it's me who wants to go there.
One time, because we planned to go to Sweden, me and you and your friend Danny, they too were discussing the flight ticket, and they were discussing like, because they told me later like, how is it okay if you and Danny sit in the business class and I sit back in economy because I don't want to spend so much on the flight ticket? And I said, no, fuck no, it's not okay. I mean, if we are the couple, of course, then we can share the total cost, but oh my god. Yeah.
But this doesn't happen. This is just a joke. We just talk about it and we think it's fun. Of course, we didn't do it.
Yeah.
So don't be angry. I'm afraid some people will think it's true. Charlie, it's so mean.
Yeah.
She buys business class for herself. When you are fighting, how do you get back? Like, how do you make up?
The really hard thing about getting together after a fight is like, you know, okay, you have the fight, and then later, to be friends, you have to talk about the fight without starting to fight. And I think this is something in the beginning that we suck at. Because we fight about something, and then later we're gonna try to be friends, and we talk about the fight, and then we start fighting again. But I think these days, we fight about something, and then, you know, usually I think I said before, but I usually go for a run to calm myself down, and then we come back, and then we can talk about the fight without starting to fight again. It doesn't always work, but I think this is the most important skill.
And also I think what I learned from fighting is, for example, we fight about one thing, And then we will say, oh, because you did this, so you made me so pissed. And he will say, oh, because you did this, you made me so pissed. So you are just blaming at each other. But afterwards, I feel like, okay, like, if you say, like, why you are not happy about each other, like, afterwards, you should go to the next step. It's talking about the solution, like, stop blaming on each other. Just, like, okay, how can we solve this problem? I think it's better. Like, we also fight about AC.
Yeah, it's like the kind of small fight. I think we always fight.
Yeah, for me, like, for example, it's 26 degree, and he says it's so hot, and then he turned on the AC, and I say it's not hot. You are wasting energy. Turn it off, and then we are fighting.
But like, I think the way I see it, like, if you import a boyfriend from Sweden, you know, you gotta keep him in a cool climate, and you have to pay a little bit more AC bill, and this is like the tax for having a foreign.
Where will you settle down?
I think I made a really 12-minute long video talking only about this question, and the answer I came up with is I think we're gonna stay in Taiwan for a while, and then probably later maybe move to Sweden, depending on who our kids. And
Yeah.
that was my opinion. I think
Yeah.
you kind of agree, right?
Yeah, I think so. Do you have common interest?
Nintendo Switch, Harry Potter.
Yeah, we
Being a
like.
YouTuber, I think we like animals and we like beautiful nature.
How do we solve the problem when we don't have the same opinion?
Because, for example, if I spend a lot of money on a guitar, maybe you feel that's a lot of wasted money
I
that
don't
we
care. It's our money.
can use. Yeah, what I'm actually talking about is your bags, but I wanted to make it like in a nicer way.
Okay, let's say we don't agree with each other on bags. Like he said, how can you spend so much money on a bag? But first, it's my money. I don't spend any penny of your money.
Yeah,
So I
it's true.
think, you can leave me alone. But he said, but it's really unreasonable.
In my opinion, in the beginning, it was really shocking because I never dated a girl before that I was so interested in buying bags. Like, I couldn't imagine, oh, why you spend so much money on this? But
It was
then,
really shocking for me too when you buy a 2,000 euro
yeah,
guitar.
that's why I started with the guitar.
Yes.
And actually, you said that later you can still sell this bag. And at that time, I thought this was total bullshit. You will never in your life sell that bag. But actually, you sold it. So, yeah, I think
I sold maybe 2 or 3 bags now.
yeah. But I think you like told me why it's important for you, and I still think it's a lot of money to spend on a bag. But I kind of like it's not such a big issue for me. I think, yeah, that's what.
It's like it doesn't bother me at all if you buy guitar. Do you plan to buy house in Taiwan? Like my mom keep asking me to buy house, but I think it's too expensive. 20 million in Taiwan. In Taipei, you can only buy an old house or some like remote place in New Taipei City. Like it's not in the central of Taipei, or it's like in central Taipei but super old house. But with the same money, you can buy super good house in Stockholm and super beautiful.
If you buy something on the countryside in Sweden for that money, you can live your life there. You know, you can raise your family there.
Who's in charge of the money?
We used to have a small common account when we were in Sweden, but these days I think it's totally separate.
Yeah, like I have my account, he has his own account.
Yeah, we usually split, or I pay one thing and you pay next
Yeah,
thing, and then.
but in Sweden, we have a common account and common bank card.
Yeah, we used to have it.
Like
at
if we go
least.
to supermarket buy some food, we use the card.
Yeah, it's pretty different because usually in Sweden one person goes to the supermarket, use the card and buy the stuff, and the other person goes to the supermarket and use the card. So like, it's not so easy to divide as it is here, and you never pay cash in Sweden. So
Yeah. How do you share the household?
it's very important for me that it's not messy. Like I don't want there to be a lot of stuff everywhere. So I try to take care of this so it's not so many stuff everywhere. And for you, it's really important that it's clean on the floor because you are very close to the floor. So
When I went to New York, I left my room super messy. But when I am back from New York, my room becomes super clean because he couldn't stand. How do we keep our relationship fresh?
something we used to be really good at was that we always find some like ridiculous hobby together. Like we started to play a card game together, and then we played this card game a lot, and then we started to play Mario Kart on Nintendo Switch, and it's something that maybe none of us did before. But then we start to do it, and like we get really into it.
Yeah, because we realize we don't have really common hobby, so we think like, okay, what can we do together? Okay, watching Harry Potter, and then you like to drag me to hike with you sometimes.
Yeah, Yeah, so I think we find some hobby, like it doesn't have to be very super intriguing or interesting hobby.
But at least you have something to do together.
Yeah, I think so too.
Jonas and you, who is the needy one?
Me?
Yes.
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 Yeah, I think
He
so
is
too.
really needy.
Yeah.
Most of people think I look like I am super
If
needy.
you just go by the appearance, I think I'm the tall guy and you are like the little girl. Oh, she's so needy for him.
Yeah, because I'm so short.
Yeah.
And they think, oh, I should be the needy one, but no, I am the really tough one, I think.
Yeah. But let me say, when I was in Sweden, I was there for 1 month, and the first week you really miss me so much.
Yes.
And you call me all the time, and I feel first week is like vacation. Finally I can be by myself. but after 1 or 2 weeks, like you are not needy anymore.
Yeah.
But after this time, I feel much more needy. I think it's like this. Like I need attention. I need like a lot of attention. Like you are a good pick for me in any way, but you don't give me a lot of attention. I need like a lot of attention to grow.
Yeah. But me, like I like to be, doing my own things.
Yeah, but you need me to be here. You don't need me to say, oh, I love you, or you're also... Yeah, maybe you need to say you are pretty, but you don't need my attention all the time. But you need me to be here. Because when I go away, if I go hiking for 1 day or something, then you really miss me and you call me. Yeah, so it's different. Like you need my presence and I need attention.
Yeah, because every day I have to say like, oh, I love you, I need you so much, blah, blah, blah. If I don't say it, he becomes really angry, like, why you don't love me anymore? Like this.
Fragile, okay.
Do we have plan to have baby?
Like we say in a few years, right?
I
Yeah.
think we will have baby, right?
Yeah. Yeah, come on, we shouldn't discuss this in the video. But I think so.
So about loves Papa,
Me.
Papa more or Mama more? Of course me.
Only when I went to New York for you went to New York for 1 week, then she loves me so much.
Because you're the only person in the house.
It's really easy to win the heart of Choba because you just need a super tasty Japanese cat snack and you sit and like feed it to her and she will come and she will really love you and go to you every day after this because she think you have this snack.
There are so many questions about fight. When you have a fight, we'll usually say sorry.
I think we fight and then like later we talk with each other and a lot of time like we find out okay we disagree about this thing and we don't need to fight about it but we disagree and we respect that we disagree. Like this, I think seldomly someone comes and say oh I'm so sorry for fighting today. We just talk about it and
yeah,
explain.
we really don't do it. Because I think a lot of people when they fight, normally girls expect guys to say sorry I shouldn't do it. But
Yeah.
I think when we fight we like to really discuss the problem. Like we don't attack like hey you are the ugly one or this kind of things. We don't attack each other, and even though we don't agree, it's like okay, we don't agree with each other, but we can still be together.
Yeah, I think so too.
What is the habit you can't stand about Jonas?
What the fuck?
You don't want to, he doesn't want to listen. What do you hate and what do you like about each other?
Yeah, what do you like? Can we just keep it like? I like about you that I think you are really pretty. It's really impressive for me that when you have something you want to do, like you get a goal or something, and you fight super hard for this. I thought I had this kind of personality that I set my goal, oh now I want to go to Taiwan and study Chinese and I really fight hard to reach this. And I thought in the beginning you are not like this at all. But then I realized...
I am a lazy couch potato.
In the beginning I thought you had many good sides, but I thought you were lazy. But now I know that you are really strong and really determined.
What I like about you, you have a Juma personality. All my friends like you because you are really good at chatting and you are really funny. When me and my friend and you are together, it's he and my friend who's talking. And I become a third wheel.
Because it's really easy for me to, when I meet your friends or whatever, like what they are working or what they do in their life is really interesting for me, how they do what they do. Like it's easy for me to get interested in almost anyone, so that's why.
A girl who's dating a foreigner and she dare not to
Tell people about it?
yeah, because she's afraid people will call her CCR. I also received some really bad comments about this, like some guys like say, oh you like to suck foreign dick, blah blah blah. But like in the beginning I become really angry, but I didn't try to argue with him because I think it's his problem of being so sick, so it's not my problem. I think you really don't have to care because it's their problem of having this kind of bad disgusting thoughts.
So it's a bit weird from my perspective because like I never experienced it in Taiwan. There is no one like actually coming up or saying something, so it feels really weird. It's like something that everyone says exists, but I never personally experience it. But I hope that this girl doesn't feel so much pressure. I think that her own opinion and her relationship is much more important than the opinion of other people, so I hope she can stay strong in this.
Do you think about getting a dog?
Yes, we are getting a Shiba.
Like, I think we can have a dog, but only when we live in a big house with a garden, so the dog can run.
Yeah, I think so too.
Tell each other's biggest quality and why you can dated each other for so long time. Like in which part that you are fitting in each other. You start.
No, I started last time.
Your biggest quality.
Yes.
I saw I already answered no.
Give it to me. Give it.
Your biggest quality, I think, is you are a really good tempered person. A lot of guys, when they are angry, they maybe scream or something, but he never screamed. I like when he cleaned my room.
I get so much good credit for cleaning your room that time.
I
It was
love
2 times,
it.
actually.
I will love you more if you do more housework. I think we have good way of communicating. Like when there is a problem, we decide to sit down. Like we say, okay, around 11 o'clock, let's sit down for 1 hour and talk this problem. And then after we are done with telling our feelings, we try to find a solution. I think that's the way of dealing the obstacles in a relationship.
I think your biggest quality is that you really care about people, actually.
Really?
I think it doesn't come through a lot, but I think in your deep value you really care a lot about people. Because I know you always like take care of your grandma, and you want to do like volunteering, and I know you sold most of your makeup and you give the money to all people on the countryside. And I know that this was not to like look good or something, but you really like care about them and you visit them. So I think you really care a lot about people. I know a lot of time like you can read some news about some sad happening event and you can like cry after reading this news. So I think you have a lot of like empathy. Before I had a short relationship and I like get bored of it after a while. But with you we like stayed together longer and we decided to make the relationship serious because you move in together with me. And I think after this point, like I consider you as a family.
So it's because I moved?
Of course it's because me and you, we love each other.
But you didn't love your
Oh,
ex-girlfriend?
and you say I am the needy one.
Of course it's because we have a really, really strong attraction and I love you so much and I have deep feeling for you. And this is the reason why we last longer. But I want to say that something happened, a change. And I started to think about you as a family. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. I try to be like romantic and say something beautiful.
Last question. What is my grandma's reaction when she saw Jonas? Does she agree that you being together? I think my grandma just keeps feeding him food.
Yeah, and to this day she's sure I am American. I say no, I am Swedish, but she say, but why he looks so American?
Yeah, he looks so American. He's
Yeah.
so pale. There is no sun in his country. But because a lot of time I go back to Puli by myself. So my grandma asked like, why Jonas is not back with you? And I say, because he's bored of Puli, he doesn't want to come back.
So you want to turn your grandma against me? You want to turn your huge fan base in Puli against me? I like Puli, but sometimes I have things to do in Taipei. I cannot go to Puli every...
Please don't hesitate to leave comment.
Yeah.
Like the video and subscribe us.
Yeah, and please come to my channel if you want to watch some high quality Swedish guy doing high quality videos. Yeah, okay. Hej då, bye bye.